Poor wireless.
So, hi, Facebook. I'm Sam Neylan with Neylan Group International.
I'm Brendie with Heater Family Woodworking.
And that's our first technical difficulty on our very first Facebook Live. Thanks for being here. We're actually going to give some people some time to, what do? Hop on board? Yes, they do. Also, we have a whole camera crew back there, so if we're looking on camera and it seems like you don't know what we're doing, it's because we're all learning here together.
And we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Angela Fairfield says, hiya.
Hey, Angela! We're so glad you're with us. So fun. I love her. Thank you. It's because of you that I know her. Angela, thank you.
Everybody should know Angela.
Everybody should know her. So if you don't know why you're watching us, we're going to be doing an FPU, FAQ, and Q&A because we want to make sure to only use abbreviations of any kind and never really speak in complete sentences. No, we will. So we're letting people log on. We did a little, hey, we're going to do this earlier today, and so, yes?
We have a question from Laura. I'm sorry if I butchered this. Laura Minnick?
Ooh, hi, Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Yeah, we love
How
you.
many FPU boxes are behind you? Nice backdrop.
Great question. I think there's 3.
I don't know, but it's actually terrifying
14,
because
including on the couch.
I don't actually want to sit all the way back because it's a good 1.5 feet above
16.
my head.
16.
16.
So we've got some people joining as well. Which is
Oh,
great.
great. And behind the camera that you're hearing the narrator is Holly, and she's fantastic for
Hello.
all the reasons.
Thank you, Holly.
To underscore what Brendie's saying, this is the one I'm most concerned about, because that's the one that's the most unstable. Should we talk about what's back here, or just let that speak for itself?
Well,
that
Laura
top
asked,
one is the one she was just pointing at.
yeah, so Laura asked how many FPU kits are behind us. And an FPU kit is what you would get if you would register.
Good job.
For Financial Peace University.
So maybe for those of you who were just tagged and someone said, hey, you should watch this, here's what's happening. We have a big story individually and collectively as to why we care about Financial Peace University. We've both used it in our own lives and have had amazing mindset transformation and then habit transformation about money. And so we have partnered together, and she has a husband and children at home. And we host this now in our community. So it's called Financial Peace University. And we have another class starting September 6th, next week.
What day of the week is that?
That's a Tuesday. Thank you, Holly. That's a Tuesday, and it's going to be from 6:30 to 8:30. A couple of sessions might run a little longer, and you'll know that in advance. So if you haven't registered yet, because you're new to this whole scene, you're like, who are these people? What's going on here? I don't know where, but we'll put the link, and it's on both of our Facebook pages everywhere and all the time. But you would register online. Because of the time lag that FPU starts just next week, you register. Normally you would pay for your kit online and they would send it to you. In this case, you still need to register online, and I might be able to set you up with a kit. I'm not sure.
We have a few.
So it's $93 plus shipping and handling, so I think it's like this even $100 at the door. But you do need to register online prior, and you can register and not buy a kit, which is what now we're recommending since you won't get it in time. Okay. Is anything else happening over there that we need to know about?
We have some new friends that have joined.
Hi, friends.
Hi, friends. You have to talk to us.
Sherry Harris has joined. Siona Savini. Sophia Chiavini.
Sophia, that's my cousin.
Angela Fairfield asks where.
Where what?
Probably where will the class be held?
Is that,
am I right, Angela?
Yep.
Please confirm if so.
If so. If that is the class, the question, the class will be held at Legacy Christian Academy in Valencia.
In Valencia, yeah.
So.
Also, Sarah Dyer comments,
What's up,
number
Sarah?
1 fan with the high five emoji, double high five.
Thank you.
Also,
Always with
I'm
the
glad
appropriate
Brandy's
emoji.
wine made the vid.
What's that?
She's glad Brandy's wine made the vid.
Always. Yeah, always.
And Holly sent backup.
Noble.
Just in case. We've never done Facebook Live, you guys. This is scary.
So we're taking some of our inspiration from I Mom So Hard. Those of you who don't know that probably should. And maybe we should send this to them and let them know that they are our inspiration.
Angela confirmed that she was asking where the class is taking place.
Thank you, Angela. This is so much fun, and I want to do this for the rest of my life. It's so great. For those of you who are wondering
I'm so sorry.
That wasn't a wine thing. That was operator error. Yeah. Any other questions? So can I just call out names of like, hey, Siona, thanks for being here. Sophia, thanks for being here.
Also, Kristen McCracken Kingsbury just joined.
Oh, hi, I love you. So she's in Arizona, and we met in Bellingham, Washington, and we connected over this exact topic of helping people become debt-free and building wealth. Thanks for joining us. Okay, the purpose, and I didn't finish, but the purpose of this Facebook Live is to answer any questions that people have, to share frequently asked questions. Brendie's been doing this for 6 years and has a lot of experience and has been asked pretty much every question and given, I would say, every excuse that has been
Why don't we
invented.
say what this is? So if you're watching this and you're, why is this come up on my news feed? Sam Neylan has gone live and she's with this woman who's drinking wine on her couch.
Actually, formerly Sarah's couch, so thank you.
Yes, thank you,
Thank
Sarah.
you for the couch, Sarah.
Thank you.
What this is Financial Peace University. That's what we refer to as FPU. So it's a 9-week class that goes over finances and budgeting, and it's not as scary as you think. So we're trying to make Financial Peace FPU look a little less scary by drinking wine on Sarah's old couch and trying to encourage people to sign up, because who wants to talk about money? Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. And so Sam and I are trying to get people to talk about your money. It's not that bad.
It's actually quite
She has a
liberating.
question?
I have a few questions if you'd be willing to entertain them. Siona Savini asks,
Ona.
okay, so I know I've been told for a long time that I need to sign up for this, but I have no idea what this is. So, what is this? FPU.
I
Well,
kind of just did
answered
this.
that.
But it's 9 weeks, and it's about an hour and a half each session. We meet once a week, and this class, we're meeting at Legacy Christian Academy. Thank you, Legacy, for giving us your building.
Pause. Also, Legacy, Beta ran this in Santa Clarita, was the very first school in the entire Santa Clarita Valley who implemented the whole system of, don't take it. Oh, sorry. Foundation, it's a
Jenga!
Foundations in Personal Finance, and they taught it to their 7th graders and some of their 8th graders. So Legacy, always, I want to say, great job for being leaders in our community. Okay, back to you.
But that is for high schoolers. What we're doing on Tuesday, September 6th, is for the adult version. So that is for anybody who wants to set a goal for their family, talk about insurance, talk about budgeting, talk about how to get on the same page with your husband or wife. And it's
Or
a lot
partner.
of fun. Or partner. It's a lot of fun. It's not as awkward as you would think. So we hope you come.
Lauren Jones has joined us, and she asks a very important question. Will the classes include complimentary wine?
That's not a bad idea.
You know what? For repeat people who take the
Ooh.
class over again, maybe there's some wine involved.
I would venture to say that people who have mastered their finances and want to use a line item as a donation to help those who are just venturing on this journey maybe would want to be a part of that. That's the best question I've heard in a long time.
But you know what? When you got your budget in order, there can be a line item for
Yeah.
wine. There's no judgment on
No
that.
judgment.
She says, okay, I'm in. Angela Fairfield has a question.
Yes.
Do attendees have to share their personal financial information?
Ooh, good one.
It's a really good
Good one,
question.
Angela.
And it's a question that I get a lot. And the answer is a wholeheartedly no, unless you want to. There's some people that feel some sort of liberation if they share something, but you do not have to share anything. I did have one student one time, I've been teaching this for about 6 years, I did have one student ask me one time where they could bring all of their financial statements, like where I was going to keep them, and I was like, no, no,
No viewer.
please do not bring any bank statements, no credit card statements. I don't need to know how much debt you carry, what your spending habits are. This is just a class if you'd like to get fine-tuned in certain areas, we can talk about that, but you don't have to share anything at all. There's a lot of people that might want to share, but you don't have to.
You don't have to. Yeah.
So, Siona Savini says, so if 7th and 8th graders can learn this, then I can, right? So that's what you're saying.
That is, essentially what we're saying.
It is 6th grade math, you guys.
Yeah, this isn't really complicated formulas or anything. Honestly, this is what 2 or 3 generations used to do, and we've just lost it in our culture and our society. So it's a good point, Ona, that what was that show? Am I smarter than a 5th grader? Or am I,
Are you smarter than a 5th grader?
are you smarter or am I smarter?
The show was called "Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader?"
I guess the answer right now is no, I'm not. I can't even repeat the name of a show. But I will tell you, when I went into the class, actually Brendie and I both went in to hear from the 7th graders what they had learned after they took the class, their version of it, which is the foundations. They could tell me things about compound interest, global economics, cash versus credit, amazing, like amortization. There were things that most adults that we encountered don't really have literacy around, and it's pretty powerful. Go ahead, do you have another question coming in?
Sarah Dyer has a comment.
Hi, Sarah.
Word for your safety. If there's an earthquake, you'll be smothered by FPU kits.
Yeah.
I suppose that's how Sam would like to be ushered into the next
Yes,
life.
thank you. I
It's a
was
good
just
way to
gonna
go.
say, it's a great way. Oh, I shouldn't lean back. Thank you, Sarah, for that observation. You are in fact correct.
We do have another question.
Great.
Kristen McCracken Kingsbury asks,
love
can
her.
you share some success stories of FPU graduates?
Oh yeah.
Can I do this one?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Great question. Thank you.
I would have to say, and again, not naming any names, but one of the things as a coordinator that I see is the first week of class, people come in to class utterly terrified. Regardless of what Lauren said, we don't have wine there, and so people aren't as relaxed. But they are so scared, and I can see in their eyes there's a lot of frustration, fear, and pain. And at the end of the class, I see a lot of people who have a plan for their life. They're on the same page with their husband and wife or partner, and they're excited about the next few steps. So in terms of success stories, I think it was the 2nd class I taught, it was weeks after, maybe months after, but I did have a message from one of the students that said, you know, you didn't know this at the time, but FPU was our last ditch effort to save our marriage. And we were meeting with a divorce attorney at the next week, and we decided we're going to do this one last thing because, you know, 90% of divorces are caused by financial stress, financial struggles. So this particular couple, this was their last ditch effort, and they took FPU, and they're doing much better now. They were able to pay off a bunch of debt. They're on the same page now, and it's that sort of, you know, inspiration and stories what kind of keeps me going as a coordinator. Why I do this on my free time, with all my free time.
3 children under the age of 3.
Yeah, so that's one of my favorite stories.
Does that help?
Any more?
It probably does. We have a few more comments and questions.
Comments.
I'd like to take this time to apologize on behalf of the camera crew for the shakiness that the entire crew is
The whole crew.
having trouble with.
Yeah.
Lauren Jones,
There's
just
a union.
she
so,
comments, union.
You know, what are you gonna
Lauren
do?
Jones comments, just kidding. As an FPU graduate, to anyone watching, this is a great class that took my husband and I quite a few years to get on board with. It's improved our marriage, it's alleviated financial stress, and our house runs a lot more smoothly knowing where all of our money is going and things are being paid for.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing
Thank
that.
you, Lauren.
Good job.
Siona,
Good job. No.
Siona Savini asks, what's the objective? Like, what will I walk away with at the end of the course? And why aren't more people signing up for this?
Which part would you like? What's the objective?
Both are really good.
Great questions, Ona.
I cannot wait to meet you.
Yeah, is this Stump the Facilitator?
Okay.
Is that what's going on here?
So what the objective is that stress is literally killing people.
Yeah.
And a lot of stress can be pointed back to finances. And what Sam mentioned earlier is that 2 generations ago, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, weren't stressed out about money like the way we are now. We've got all these nice things and iPhones and Facebook Lives and all of the, you know, luxuries that we can ever imagine. But our great-grandparents, they didn't stress about money. Why? It's because they handled money differently. So the objective is, when you leave this 9-week course, if you follow everything that we go over and we talk about, you will have a plan and a goal for your family and your situation. Actually, I'm going to back up. If you are not married and you are single, there's no excuse for you not to come. So single people, you need to come to this class. There's no excuse for you.
All the single ladies and men. All the single ladies. Can I add to that?
Yeah, the other part of it.
Also, I would say, additionally, what that will result in from an objective point of view is peace, right? That's the course is aptly named Financial Peace University, and I would say from at least my own personal experience and the experiences that we've had with other people, that when you have a plan, like Brendie's talking about, and you have direction, that it calms everything down and your countenance actually changes, and that energy that you were expending towards how am I going to feed my family, how am I going to pay the bills, how am I going to fill in the blank, when you get that plan, now you can take all of that energy that most of us didn't even know we were expending at a very high level, and it can be redirected to something else. And what I've found is that what it gets redirected to with most people is, hey, why am I here? Like, what's my purpose on the planet? What is generosity? What should I be giving my efforts towards? Because you've basically eliminated the need to keep giving energy to this really weighty, and I would say negative thing, and so it creates peace, right? It creates the opportunity for you to go, oh, I have a clear understanding of what my purpose is. The second part of your question too, the first one was, what's the objective and what am I walking away with? I would add that, I would underscore that. You're walking away with the opportunity to have peace at a level that maybe you've never known. And I know for me, I went away to college with no debt. I had savings and I had no debt, and I left college with a lot of debt and spent the next 17 years being bound by that. And when I became debt-free in December 2013, the feeling that I had, and I don't want to freak anybody out, but I would say it was kind of supernatural. It was unlike anything I'd had before, even when I went without debt, because I didn't know the burden of debt until I had it and it was lifted from me, or I worked really hard to get it off me. But so that piece, that's why I think Dave Ramsey's people chose to name it that, is that you walk away with hope, honestly. Okay, so that might have been lengthy.
That was great. That was really helpful.
Thank you for the feedback.
Sienna earlier confirmed that he does not think he's smarter than a fifth grader. So,
Good.
Sophia,
You have so many other strengths, Anna. I wouldn't undersell yourself.
Sophia Chiavini also says sixth grade math. I'm out. She's out.
Come on.
Just for the viewers, that's one of my cousins who she might be the smartest person on the planet.
Well, that's why you have
She's
iPhones.
great.
Yeah,
Yes.
and Google.
There's calculators.
You're
on your
in,
iPhone.
Sophia. She really is like one of the smartest humans ever, aren't you,
She's
Sophia?
great. Yes,
Sophia.
you are, Sophia. Yes, you are. Lauren Filer, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, asks the question,
Hi, Lauren.
if I miss a session, how can I make it up? Or do I miss out on that session?
That's a great question.
That is a
Lauren.
great question. And Lauren is my niece, my very first niece.
Did I meet her? Did you go to
Uh,
Smart Conference?
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Hi,
And you got
Lauren.
married. Yes.
So
Hey,
I'm married,
Lauren.
and now Lauren and her new husband, first of all, I gave them FPU as a wedding
That's
present.
right.
It's a totally nerdy wedding
No,
present,
it's
I know,
awesome.
but it's awesome. So they took it, now they're amazing, and they are teaching their first financial peace class.
Nice.
Well,
Woohoo.
good job. Round of applause from people you can't hear. But
Generational change, building legacies.
so all of that. So that is a great question. But if you miss a class, that's obvious that some stuff happens. But you can watch 2 free lessons online. Once you register, you get a membership ID. You can take FPU as many times as you want for the rest of your life. But if you'd like to watch a particular lesson, you can watch 2 free online. And I think it's a very, very small fee to watch a 3rd one, 4th one, 5th one, etc. But it's very reasonable, and you can watch it online or on your phone.
And a follow-up to that, if you miss how many classes, you don't graduate.
Well, it depends on how nice the coordinator is. So some
So bring wine? Is that
some
what I'm
so some coordinators require 100%,
Okay.
you know, but I think it's 3 or more you miss, then it's considered you don't graduate. So,
Right. Okay.
but
That's a good question. And I want to make one addition to that. When she says that you register, it's online. Did you say that? That there's other tools and all that online. And though I think it expires when you can watch the videos, and then there's audio.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Holly, I want to stop here and say Holly, who's in charge of our camera crew, is doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
And those of you who are with us, if you have thoughts about that, I would encourage you to support her.
I would encourage you to watch the playback first before you give me any compliments. Thank you,
Do we have
Sam.
any other questions? Because I have something I want to add.
There are some comments and questions. Siona loves this.
You guys
A
are
couple
great.
double exclamation points.
Thank you.
Um,
What do you love about it specifically, so we can replicate that?
good question.
Once you get back to that, I don't know.
Dave McAllister says, "What is this that I have stumbled into?"
Dave McAllister.
We don't
wow, it's been a long time, my friend. A
Le-
long
So can I
time.
ask and answer my own question?
Sure.
Are you selling anything?
Oh, that's what I meant to talk about.
No, you're not selling anything. And here's the thing, you don't believe me. I know you don't. But I'm telling you, I've done this for 6 years. The only thing that you buy is the student materials that you see behind us that are precariously about to fall on our heads. You don't buy anything. There's no insurance pitch. There's no give me the phone number of 5 of your closest friends. There's no pyramids involved of any kind.
Really, actually, only this one.
The only pyramid that exists, folks, is this right here.
Literally, that's the only
And
one.
then Brendie and I are going to get on top.
You're getting a
of it,
ton of
so-
hearts and thumbs up, just so you know. You're just getting a lot of love,
Okay,
which is
thank you.
great.
Are we getting green love or? Okay.
What
Not
most people think is that FPU, because it involves finances, that it will involve some sort of sign up now and give me the names of your closest friends. We're not doing that.
No.
There's nothing else that you need to buy. Even though Sam and I represent businesses, we're doing this because we believe that the next generation deserves to have a hope for their future.
Totally.
And there's nothing else that we're selling once you get to class. It is literally just a class that you should have been taught in junior high or high school, and you were not. Most
No
likely
judgment.
you were not.
Yeah.
No judgment.
Yeah.
So now we're working on trying to educate the next generation. Why are Sam and I doing this? Well, we kind of like each other and we're weird and we like to talk about money. So once we found each other and we figured out that we both like to talk about money, it worked out.
Yeah, totally. And I think a wise person by the name of Dave Norberg once told me that there are 2 numbers that people do not like to talk about. And the first one is their weight, and the second one is their money. And I'm happy to say, 5 years ago I lost 100 pounds. Definitely willing to talk about my weight and your weight if you want. And
Let's talk
also,
about it. Let's talk about my weight.
I became debt-free, like I aforementioned, in 2013, and it set me free to talk about money, my money, your money. Those are the 2 numbers that, ironically, the people that, most of the world doesn't want to talk about it, we're ready to talk about it because it matters. It matters so much. There was something I was going to say on that too. Oh,
No idea.
that video, if you saw the video promo that we did that Brendie tirelessly edited and was awesome, by the way, we did 3 or 4 takes and it was a lot of fun. One of the things that we said in that video was, we don't make any money, there's no weird pyramid scheme, etc. And the reason that we care about this is because it's impacted our lives. So we really are coming genuinely from contribution. And we're not even trying to make a difference, we are making a difference. And we intend not only, as I think you said in the video, why we're helping our family and friends and complete strangers, because it's worth it, right? And I do believe, and I don't want to get on a big soapbox, even though I do want to get on a soapbox. Right now, our national debt is almost $4 trillion. And just as a reminder, it takes 1,000 billions to make 1 trillion. And we're at 4 trillion in just consumer debt. That doesn't include mortgages. So that's credit cards, student loans, car loans. I believe Dave Ramsey's research department, and they've run the numbers.
That's depressing.
Yeah, just load it up. That we can actually, in 1 generation.
Lots of wow faces right now. Lots.
And I'm hoping you're wowing what I'm talking about. That we can really, if we educate the next generation, we can wipe out our national debt and imagine what kind of generosity can be happening in just our country for what we're capable of doing. So we have this goal. It started with Noah and Brendie's goal of wanting this in every school in Santa Clarita, and it happened so much faster than we thought it would, that now we're like, okay, every county, every state,
Let's do it.
Let's do it. It's not that hard. And so we don't make any money. Like, we're giving our time and our energy or whatever because we actually really do care about the direction of where we're going as a globe.
Do we have any more questions,
Yeah.
or can I?
We do have a few questions and a couple comments, and also just wanted to let you know that Noah's here with us. He said just got way to sleep. He's glad you're still on.
Oh,
Good
that's
job,
my baby.
Noah.
So he's here.
I have an 8-week-old at home that I have completely abandoned to do this. So
Again.
again, that does not make you feel guilty, and sign up for FPU for the love.
Yes. And while Holly's preparing us for our next question, I want to say all the time, there is no judgment associated with this. We've all made stupid moves financially.
So many.
We might make more in the future, unknown. And we want it to be really, really clear that it's a safe place to come and kind of just start telling the truth about finances. And once, that's actually the hardest part, is telling the truth and facing it. And then after that,
True story.
it's not that difficult. It's work, but the hard part is that hurdle of kind of talking about the numbers, right? So, Holly,
More questions?
back to
Sure.
the studio.
A couple comments first. Liana Hofer says, Sam, your hair is looking great, all caps.
Thank you.
And I'm killing
Thank
it,
you.
she says.
Yeah, Holly's always killing
There's
it.
that. Siona likes the quote by Sam. If you follow everything, you will have a plan and a goal. Loves that.
Thank you.
Rob Talbot
Hey, Rob.
says ha. Lauren Jones, I have to go put kids to bed. However, I will close with this. As Brendie said, your excuses are lame. You're crazy to not take this class. You will thank yourself later. It's
You
never
will.
too late to get your finances in order. Do not waste any time. Sign up now. Go!
Yeah, we do
Okay.
have limited seating also, so get your
Yeah.
registration
Thank
in.
you, Lauren.
Get your booty down
Thank
there.
you. Yeah.
Rob Talbot says, I would love to have you guys teach this in Palmdale.
Oh, I know you would, Rob. I believe we've communicated about this many a time.
Anytime. Siona likes another quote. This is an opportunity to have peace and hope at a level that I hadn't known. He likes that
And
pretty
coming from Siona, can I talk about you? Siona became debt free this summer, worked really, really hard, and now, yes, so exciting. And that's actually a great point, and he's taking the class because you don't ever know it all, and every time you hit a new phase of growth and development, it's time to hit another one after that, right? And you break through to the next ceiling and the next ceiling. So I want to say publicly to all the people, Ona, great job leading by example in all the ways. You know, getting debt free is a big deal, and then saying I still need to be taught more. Great job. I'm so excited that you're going to join us. Also, I think we're going to laugh a lot. I have a feeling we're going to be laughing a lot with Siona there.
The next section, there's a series of people who are nominating me for president. So,
Nominated
Sarah
Holly.
Dyer, Megan Ochoa.
Oh, good.
I-
Maybe they should nominate you for SCV Elite.
Several
Lady
people
Leader.
want to hire me. So,
For you or for us?
hey,
Hey,
Holly
let's-
for president. And I do mean Holly for president.
Hashtag.
Holly, I would hire you. You're a pro.
Gosh.
Then Noah joined. Okay, welcome Noah.
No,
Lord.
we're for you, Holly.
Holly for commander-in-chief. Thank you, Megan. You're so great.
Megan who?
Megan Ochoa.
Megan
Oh.
Who's,
Ochoa!
by the way, Megan Ochoa
Megan.
kills the Facebook Lives, so that's a great compliment
Okay, I
coming
want to
from you.
watch those. Okay.
Okay, so Siona then says, I love that this is not an abstract ideology or a lofty philosophy,
Thanks for
but that it
ideology.
seems like you're offering real tools for me/us people, to be freed up to live and function as we can and should for whatever we are here on this earth for. That's really inspiring. Or that's inspiring. He didn't say really.
It's real life stuff.
Yeah.
You can't not touch money every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said earlier, money destroys relationships and it destroys marriages. I talked to one person who said that they hadn't talked to a sister over a $20 argument 5 years earlier.
Wow.
And if you are willing to throw away a relationship over $20, it has nothing really to do with the $20. It has more to do with the fact that you are so stressed out about your personal financial situation that you're willing to throw away a family member over $20. And that's not an isolated incident. I am positive there's other people watching this right now who have similar
We're
stories
like,
to that.
oh yeah. I wanna contrast it too, that while money can create stress and drama and isolation and all of those things, the flip side is money managed well can create opportunity and choices and like how Siona aptly said, it's a plan for hope. So there, and I don't want to get into the weeds on this. money is an inanimate object. It has no morality at all. The person who's controlling it, that's the person. Or that's what gives it direction, right? So what you care about and what your values are and what your habits are, that's what's directing the money. And the truth is, money can do amazingly good in the world. Uh-oh, we have some technical difficulties? No. So I want to contrast it like, yep, it can be a super big drag if you are mishandling it, and it can be an amazing tool of generosity. And what I've learned, and I think I can speak for you.
Why not? Let's hear it.
Bottoms up. What I've learned is that the majority of humanity that I've encountered, and I've traveled a lot around the world, is that most people, their instinct is to be generous, that they want to do that. It's very rare, actually, that you have someone who's a total jerk and unwilling. The problem is that a lot of people have not been taught, and there's no judgment about this, but have not been taught financial literacy, and so they're not in a position to give generously the way they actually instinctively want to. So I'm throwing that out there, that money is a tool, and it's in the hand of the craftsman.
And I don't remember, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I don't remember who asked earlier what was my favorite success story.
Kristen Kingsbury.
But I would say the second one would be, I think 3 people who said that they always wanted to sponsor those Haitian orphans or the African orphans, somebody that's always been, pushed at church or pushed at your school.
The $30 a month.
The $30 a month, but they couldn't afford the $26 a month, the $32 a month, and that embarrassed them. How can I not afford $30 a month? I don't know where all my money goes. Well, at the end of this class, they realized, I can afford this. And at one class in particular, we were able to sponsor 3 orphans. I mean, that's real life. It's real life stuff that changed not just their life, but lives over in a different continent. So this is kind of why we're so excited about this, and we're spending an evening, again, randomly talking about this. This is real life change. So,
and to Siona's point, and Brendie's, it's not abstract, it's real. It's changed my life. It's totally changed my life, and their marriage, and their lives, and their kids' lives. Oh my gosh.
so
It's invigorating. Yeah, sorry.
Couple of comments. Lily loves your green shark shirt.
Thank you, Lily. This is my I hope we all do. This is my business shark. And this is when you look at it, if you could picture a British accent and the shark saying, I say, that's what you should do with this one. Thank you, Lily. Is that Lily from event planning?
Yes.
Ah, so fun.
I believe so.
So I used to teach event planning at the Master's University. No longer college. TMU. Hashtag. Okay, what's next?
We have a friend joining us from New Zealand, Bruce Nolan.
Bruce Nolan!
And
we are officially international.
We're international. You're international. He would love for you to teach this in New Zealand.
Oh, okay. So
if we had to pick between New Zealand and Palmdale,
it's a close call.
It kind of, we need to check our finances and see what our budget tells us what we can do. But okay, how about this, Bruce? Because Bruce is getting married in November in New Zealand, and I will have the privilege of joining that ceremony in New Zealand. So maybe we can have a little tutorial with a hand-select group of people while we're there. That's my promise to you.
we can do it.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Also,
We'll do Facebook Live with Brendie. Yeah, can Brendie come?
she can come.
Can I get a +1 on that?
Siona commits to hiring me for any of his future live filming needs.
Ooh, good.
So
Where
again,
is Holly getting all of
You
the
should.
work?
Can you take a picture of her doing this too? Because it's pretty good. You.
Okay.
This whole thing.
Tony Quintero,
Oh,
if
yeah.
I'm
Hey,
pronouncing
Tony.
that correctly.
Yes, Tony will be in the class.
This is Nora with a testimony.
Hi, Nora. Ooh, good.
I took the class, and with step 3, I had saved enough income for 4 to 6 months for emergency funds. I had an emergency and feel at peace, and am thankful for the wisdom gained in saving these emergency funds. It's a wonderful series of classes. It's a great premarital idea as well.
Yes.
Idea too.
So Nora is engaged to Tony, and I met Tony last November before, as he was thinking about, should I marry this girl? And we talked about different things. This is for everybody. Sorry, Tony, if I'm giving your whole story, but I know you would get it too. We just talked on the phone yesterday, so I feel confident in all this. And my advice to him was, you can read all those books and do all those things, but the thing that you need to do is take financial peace together, and that will be your best foundation to start your unity on the money issue. And that was Nora, his now fiance, giving that testimonial that she was able to save. What did she say? 3 to 6 months, and then have an emergency. And yeah, great job, you guys. And your marriage will be different than it would have been.
4 to 6 months. Yeah.
4 to 6 months. Good job.
We don't have any questions here, but I actually have a couple of questions, if I may ask them.
Yeah.
So I have heard people say, "I don't do the God thing." What's Dave Ramsey about, and how does that fit in if I don't do the God thing?
Okay, that's a great question. Thank you, Holly.
You're welcome. On behalf of those who don't do the God thing.
Sure. Hashtag the God thing.
You want me to do this one?
Sure.
So I will answer this one. I get this question a lot. I will tell you that, as I will say proudly, I am a Christian and I do have a personal faith, but there are a lot of people who take the class that do not have a personal faith. And so it makes them a little uncomfortable to take the class. That Dave Ramsey is very open with his belief and his faith in Jesus Christ, but the class material itself is about 70% financial literacy and 30% his personal faith. And it's not an overtly in-your-face, Christian program.
It's not like a Harvest Crusade.
No, it's really not. Thankfully, it's not. So it is yes, true. So it's very much so his take on what the Bible says. The Bible says a lot about money, as do most religious documents. So a lot of people are surprised when they leave the class. They had no idea that the Bible talks so much about money. Believers and non-believers are surprised about how much the Bible talks about money. So regardless of whether you're a Christian or not, it's actually a very interesting, practical class. So while there is an aspect of that, if you're not into Jesus, it's not a big deal.
Pressure. This is what I would add. Really, no judgment. Is what you're doing right now working for you in terms of money and how you're managing it and where your piece is coming from around that topic? And if it's not, one of the cool things about this is that Dave Ramsey's system, he's in the millions now of people that he's helped. And I would say, and again, no judgment, and this isn't a proselytizing opportunity, I would say, hey, give it a shot. If what you're doing isn't working, give a shot to proven track records of success with a lot of people who have used these practical tools and have made really big changes in their lives that have had positive outcomes. So, yeah, I definitely can soapbox myself on this one, but I would just say, hey, if what you're doing is working, then don't worry about it. But if it's not, which might be why you're watching this, then what are you going to lose, right?
Thank you.
You are so welcome.
Our friend Bruce Nolan from New Zealand asks, is there an online version of the course?
There is an online-ish version. It's a home study version. I love it for people who cannot absolutely, under no circumstances, in an apocalyptic version, cannot take the class.
Can
Zombie takeover.
I really, really love the in-person, in-class because it's a lot more effective. There are people who cannot physically take the class for many reasons, and there is a home version for that. But unless you, well, I'm just going to not say what I was going to say.
Just keep doing the other one.
Just don't, the in-person class is much better. There is an online/home version, but that's not what we're promoting.
And that's definitely not what we're promoting. And can I throw in there, here's why we think the in-person class is more beneficial if you have the option, is that there is a lot of guilt and shame around money issues for people. And when you walk into a room of a lot of other people who have similar-ish issues, you realize, oh my gosh, I'm not alone. And there's a lot of, I want to say camaraderie or a comfort.
You realize everybody's in the same exact boat.
Yeah, and some might be at different, there's a continuum, and some might be further along or further behind or whatever, but you realize, okay, I'm just part of humanity. There's nothing there's nothing like terribly wrong with me for having this issue. I'm just joining a group of people that we're all saying, hey, we have the same problem, or we don't have direction and we want to move forward. So I think, and I know Brendie does too, the in-person affords you kind of an intangible benefit, right? Like you kind of can't pay to replace that. You have to show up for that. And then every every session has a DVD that you go through, and then you break into small groups and you do some kind of discussion. And there's a lot of power in that, of realizing and watching other people's successes, and you get to share yours. It's very empowering. And those who really see it through to the end, they will tell you in person all the way. All the way. Absolutely. Are you crying?
I'm not crying.
Okay.
I'm wiping my eyes because it's late, but I actually have a personal question from myself.
Oh, from your person?
My person. I've taken the class twice already, but I'll just, a moment of honesty, is I really struggle with being diligent with my finances. So I've taken it twice already. What if I want to take it again? Like, what if I've already taken it several times and I'm, still not getting it right? What's my option?
Keep taking it till you get it right.
How many times have you taken it?
I took it one time and did nothing about it in my life. I took it the next time totally debt-free, and now I've taken it 4 times since then.
It's 3 or 4.
3 or 4. And what I appreciate your candor and your honesty of it, and I would say you're definitely not alone. I talked to someone the other day who had taken it several times, and they're in mountains of debt, and said, hey, we didn't apply it. Everyone has a different reason for why they do or don't implement, and timing matters. And I would say, unless you've mastered the principles, keep coming back. That's why it's a lifetime membership too. That's one of the things I dig about it, is that once you pay for it one time, you can keep auditing classes, because no one's getting it all the first, second, third, fourth. Total truthfulness, there's 9 sessions and 7 baby steps.
Yeah.
Between bold, FPU, I'm getting all the numbers wrong. I don't think I've mastered the majority of those baby steps. So it's a process. So I appreciate it. I think you should come back and be, again, kind of in that momentum of accountability.
And I would say that there's a lot of people that are in that same boat that she said. And you can come as many times as you like, and sometimes the second and third time is what counts.
Yeah, we had that last time we did it. We had a couple in there who had taken it the first time and actually had accumulated more debt after they had taken it, and they were not understanding that. And then the second time, they had clarity on how they had gotten there, and they were really aggressive and actually made a lot of progress in the class. It's a good question.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's reality.
Jesus Aguilar comments,
hey,
my favorite person of all time ever, smiley face. Just got finished talking to my client about FPU. She'll be attending the next class. And lots of green emojis.
Ah, good job, Jesus.
Yay.
Is she signing up, registering on ours? Is that what's happening?
We'll see.
Okay, we'll let him respond to that. That's great.
Lauren Filer asks, what's included in the materials?
That's a good question.
That is a really good question.
Love and happiness.
Love and peace.
Wine.
Well,
Yeah,
that's debatable.
It's not
That's not true. That's not true. No wine.
Oh, it's live.
So there's a lot of things that are included. I would just go right out and say one of the misconceptions is, well, I already have the book, The Total Money Makeover. Why do I need the FPU kit? The FPU kit has a workbook that you go through, and this is terrifying right now.
I'm sorry also for any appropriate usage of...
So the kit not only has the book, Total Money Makeover, but it has an envelope system, which I know is going to blow your mind. You're not going to believe that we're going to talk about actually using cash.
Oh, that's not it, sorry.
It has the CDs for anybody who wants to listen to each class session.
In your car, seriously, road trips, it's my jam. What, Rianna? No, Dave.
So the workbook, we are losing all sorts of friends right now. Sorry.
Yeah, 23 going strong right now, so we're good.
So you have the financial piece workbook, which we go through in class. We have a lot of nerdy goal sheets and progress charts.
But you love it. You know you do.
You love it. You're never gonna make that at home.
No, you're not. And then you follow your registry here. You don't need this. It's in your kit.
May I ask a part B question to my last question, which goes along with this? If I've taken the class already and I have the materials, do I need to purchase the materials again?
No. You have no, if you've already paid for the class, don't buy anything else. You can just come. Just let me know that you're coming. I'm the coordinator and we can go from there.
That's a good question. Did someone else have that, or was that your question?
That was my question. I knew the answer, but I was
For
those who may not have known.
So I think we've covered a lot. So
I think you're right.
Yes.
we have covered a lot,
I'm doing this.
and if it's not,
I'm so
Oh
sorry.
dear.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
if it's not
attentive.
entirely obvious, we've never done this before.
Right.
So, but we wanted to again just say, hey, FPU is not something that we do because we get any commission from Dave Ramsey in Nashville, Tennessee. We don't get anything.
We should.
know that both of us, accurate, we really should.
Yeah.
Both of us our lives have been changed because of it, and we know that it can help other people. So that's the only reason why we're doing this. So if you have any other questions, this is an obscenely long Facebook Live.
It's our first time.
First time.
Put in
We'll
the
do-
comments any,
we'll do
any
better next
suggestions
time.
you think we should do. Also, while you guys out there have been feeling like this is a treacherous situation, I have been hoping that the wine glass doesn't slip from your hand with the phone. I'm like, I hope we get a shatter on here.
No.
Okay.
Dropping wine.
Thanks, everybody.
So this relates to Jesus Aguilar asks one more question. He says, well, he responds to your question, your next one. She's buying her first home. She's a teacher with great credit. She's single. She lives paycheck to paycheck, but she doesn't know where the money goes every month because she doesn't have much debt. It's more mismanagement, if anything.
Yep.
So awesome to log on and see this. Would she be able to join this class?
Yes.
And if so, when does it start? If you could refresh.
Sure.
Our new people on that.
Great questions. Yes, she can join this class. We would love her to join this class. It starts next Tuesday, September 6th. They're going to be every Tuesday night, 6:30 to 8:30 at Legacy Christian, same as last time where you were at, Jesus. And we will put the link somewhere. If you go on my wall or Brendie's wall, the registration link is everywhere. We'll refresh
6 to 8:30.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Not 6:30 to 8:30.
Six.
About an hour and a half.
Yeah, 6 to 8:30. Sorry about that. Wouldn't that be 2.5 hours?
Yep.
Should I get you some more wine? No? Okay.
So just one more question for anybody who might be interested now, as having watched this. If they register now, how do they get their kit? What's the next step?
Good questions.
Is it too late to get the kit?
Okay, so normally you would register online and you would buy your kit online. Because the class is now less than a week away, I am willing to part with some of my kits and you would pay at the door. So you're going to pay $100 at the door. You do need to register online so that we know you're there, so that we know what our spacing is. And I'm actually going to bring a couple of extras of these. So people who register that don't have a kit, you'll pay me at the door, and it'll be $100. I prefer cash, which you'll learn all about that in FPU. If you need to write a check, I don't want a check, so I prefer cash. Okay?
Okay, that was not clear.
I'd like to ask one final question on behalf of the viewers who may be thinking about this.
Okay.
It's probably a quick answer.
It's not real. My hair color, I get it done.
Oh my gosh, you nailed it. Okay, how much homework is there really?
Ooh.
That's an excellent question. For people that have a lot of stuff that goes on during the day, there's not a lot of homework. It's nothing that is overwhelming. So it's just a lot of conversations that you need to have with yourself and with maybe your spouse and or partner and or accountability partner. So
Right.
there's not a lot of homework. So what you're committing to is really only changing your life.
I was gonna say, if you want things to be different than how they are, you're gonna have to do things differently. And doing a little bit of homework is a very teeny tiny price to pay for freedom and for peace. So that comes through this opportunity. So it's pretty minuscule compared to the return on the investment, I would say. And you're putting your money on you, right? You're investing in yourself. So it's not a lot of homework. And actually what we find is most people end up really liking it. They really like to have the information and filter it through their grid and their life. So I think it might be scary at first, and then it's awesome.
We've got some excitement, some people coming.
Awesome.
Siona says it's very helpful. He's very excited, and thank you, ladies.
Oh, thank you,
Yay.
everybody.
Thank
We're
you.
encouraged that more than 0 watched.
Yes, absolutely.
Success.
Thanks,
More than
ladies.
0.
You guys are great.
Do we?
Do we,
Let's
brothers?
do that.
Got it.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Thanks.
See you Tuesday.